Being around a narcissistic person can be very stressful, especially when dealing with one for the first time. Their attitudes and behaviors can be challenging to read or recognize. As a result, it's all too common for people to make mistakes when dealing with narcissists. Whether it's a narcissist at work or one of your parents, there are some basic rules to follow when dealing with them. Here are 5 essential things to remember when dealing with narcissists. Number 1. Learn and understand the nature of narcissists. To deal with narcissists, it's crucial to learn and understand the nature of narcissists. It's important to remember that they are different from the rest of us. To understand them, you need to know what they're all about, their core beliefs and values, their motivations and desires, and their fears and weaknesses. Narcissists have a set of personality traits that make them who they are. You will be in for a rough time if you don't know those traits. In particular, narcissists tend to have an exaggerated sense of self-importance, believe that they are better than others, and think that other people should worship them because they are great. Narcissists are people who are obsessed with themselves, and they tend to be envious of others. Narcissists often feel entitled to special treatment, even if they don't deserve it. Narcissists are highly sensitive to criticism, prone to denial, and can be pretty manipulative. They're often charming and charismatic, making them seem like great friends or partners. But they're not. Narcissists can be manipulative, controlling, and abusive toward their romantic partners. Learning about narcissists' nature will help you better understand why they are the way they are and how they can be so destructive in your life. You will also learn what things they do that make them dangerous and how you can avoid falling into their traps. Number 2. Create strong boundaries and stick to them. Narcissists are notorious for violating the boundaries of others, so it's important to set your boundaries and keep them in place. If you're dealing with a narcissist, be firm and stick to your guns. Don't let them get away with any boundary violation, even if it means saying no directly or ending the conversation altogether. Narcissists will try to calm your guard by making you feel sorry for them and gaining your trust. So, you mustn't let them fool you. If they're ignoring your boundaries or trying to push them, stand firm. You mustn't let yourself be taken advantage of by someone who doesn't care about your feelings or needs. Narcissists will try to manipulate you into doing what they want, but if you don't give in, they'll eventually give up trying. You can say, "I'm sorry, but I can't do that right now," or "I need some time to think about it." Don't feel like you have to give them a reason. Just say what feels true for you at the time, and then keep saying it until they stop asking. The more often you say no and mean it, the less likely they will try again. If you find it challenging to create healthy boundaries, consider setting clear rules for what behavior is acceptable to you. Learn to distinguish between what is truly important versus what seems urgent but isn't necessary in the long run. Lastly, have realistic expectations about how much time and energy you can devote to other people's needs without compromising your health or sanity. Number 3. Build and protect your self-esteem. Narcissists are very good at making you feel worthless. They will tell you that your thoughts and feelings are irrational, not real, and don't matter. They will act like they know what's best for you and make it seem like they're just trying to help. They'll convince you that if only you'd done things differently, your life might have been different. Narcissists will tell you that if it weren't for them, everything would fall apart and everyone would be miserable, including you. Always protect yourself from narcissists. Remember that you're not the problem. Narcissists are. Anytime your feelings are hurt or you feel like the situation is out of your control, remind yourself that this is not because of anything you did. When we see ourselves as being responsible for a narcissist's behavior, it's easy to get caught up in guilt and shame and start blaming ourselves for everything that goes wrong. It's important to remember that you are a valuable person, no matter what anyone else says or does. You have every right to feel good about yourself. And if someone is trying to make you feel bad about yourself, they're doing it because they are insecure, not because they have any right to be. The best way to build your self-esteem is by spending time with people who lift you rather than tear you down. Surround yourself with kind people, and always be kind to yourself. You deserve love and respect just as much as anyone else. So take time each day to remind yourself of that fact. Number 4. Stay calm and never react right away. It's important to remember that narcissists are very good at reading body language and picking up on your emotions. So when dealing with a narcissist, it's important to stay calm and never react immediately. If you respond immediately, they'll sense your frustration and use it to their advantage. Narcissists thrive on attention, so they will continue to do it if you give them attention by responding to their insults or threats. Narcissists tend to blow things out of proportion, so don't take what they say personally. They may say things like, "You're always late," or "You never listen," or "You're impossible to work with," but chances are these aren't true statements about your character. These are just statements designed to get under your skin and make you feel bad about yourself so that narcissists can feel better about themselves in comparison. Instead of reacting, take a few deep breaths and give yourself time to think about the situation. Decide what you want to say or do next when you've calmed down. Get some distance from the person before you respond to reason about what happened. You don't have to be rude or uncaring. Just make it clear that what they're doing isn't acceptable and that there will be consequences if they continue. Then, follow through on those consequences if they continue. Number 5. Find a support system and recognize when you need help. If you're dealing with a narcissist, losing your sense of self and your own needs can be super easy. It can be hard to realize when dealing with a narcissist. But it's important to know that it's not your fault. It's not your responsibility to fix or improve them. It doesn't mean you have to spend your life trying to find ways to please them. That's why it's so important to have a support system. To remind yourself that you are not the problem. You deserve to be treated well and with respect, just like everyone else does. If you feel things are getting out of hand or are too stressed or overwhelmed, reach out to people who love and care about you. Narcissists can be very charismatic, making it hard to see their true colors. They can also be highly manipulative, which makes it hard to recognize if they are treating you well or not. It's important to surround yourself with people who can provide a reality check on the situation so that you can see whether or not what is happening is normal or not. When dealing with the narcissist, you might consider adopting a few key strategies for protecting yourself. The more you understand how narcissists operate, the better able you will be to respond to their actions in ways that help keep you sane. Build resources that will help you protect your self-esteem, since these will be challenged by narcissists from time to time. There is no quick solution for dealing with narcissists, but if you follow these things, you will be able to cope with their destructive actions.